Hello, and welcome to Connecting the Dots podcast with Lee Ashby Watts. We are here to help business owners connect the dots and develop clarity in their marketing and branding. Clarity is the key to it all. When we lack clarity and strategy, we can end up confused and stuck. But we are here to help you develop a clear and profitable strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with others. Now, here we go. Let's connect the dots.
Welcome. This is Lee Watts with Connecting the Dots. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe, share, rate with 5 stars this podcast. I hope it is very beneficial to you as I try to share great and practical, valuable tips around marketing, branding, leadership, and strategy. So please, share with others and let me know if there are any topics that you'd like for me to address. You can contact me at lee@ashbyandwatts.com. So today I am going to talk about creating a marketing plan. We are almost at the end of the year. You might be preparing to either launch a business or some type of launch next year, or you may be already in your business, but thinking about, I need to restart, refresh, relaunch, clean up, do something different with my business. I am a very, very firm believer in whatever marketing plan you came up with when you launched your business, maybe 3, 5, 10 years ago, may not work for you now. I believe in revisiting your marketing plan actually quite often and deciding what tweaks you need to make along the way. So, want to talk about all things marketing plans. This may be a little bit of a longer podcast than normal. Please grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, your favorite notebook or journal, and feel free to take some notes because I really want this to be beneficial for you because marketing plans are really, really critical. Now, I will preface this by saying I am not a huge believer in really long, very super detailed marketing plans because, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I believe marketing plans should be fluid, should be flexible, should be reviewed several times a year, and can be tweaked. If you do a lot of detail, that's fine. But just understand that things change and you may need to change some things that you might have spent a lot of time putting a lot of detail in. I also believe that when you're early in your business and you do a very detailed marketing plan, you're honestly putting a lot of resources and details into things you just don't know yet. When you're launching, your target audience could change. Your budget can change. Even your offer to some degree will change because as you do more business and you get more feedback, it gives you an insights into maybe how your business could adjust. And that affects your marketing plan. So I just want to, if you want to do a detailed marketing plan, that's fine. But I am more of a proponent of doing something a little bit more fluid and flexible so that you can make changes and tweaks along the way. So why create a marketing plan in the first place? So a marketing plan ultimately is kind of a blueprint, again, of how you will get in front of your audience and raise awareness around your product or services. So creating a marketing plan just offers a clear and accurate understanding, again, of what your offer is, what your scopes are, what your goals are, your objectives, and the strategy and budget you'll use to obtain those. So you have to know some of that. Even if you don't have every detail down, you really definitely need to know, again, who your audience is. Please check out my last podcast. I'll leave it in the notes section. Knowing who your target audience is, knowing how you want to reach that audience. What is your primary strategy or way that, distribution, way that you want to raise awareness about your business, about your brand, understanding that. Also, creating a marketing plan helps to just establish standards around creating templates, how you want to create consistency, how you want to create content and put yourself out there. You decide on which channels you're going to use when you create a marketing plan, because if not, because marketing is so huge, you could be all over the place doing inbound marketing, outbound marketing, social media, blogs, podcasts, videos. How are you going to narrow it down? So doing a marketing plan will definitely help with that. Also, a marketing plan will help you to understand, do I need a team? And if I do, who needs to be on this team? What are the important pieces and elements of my business and helping me execute my marketing strategy? So a marketing plan will help with all of those things. And again, you should be able to hear and see how critical it is to have a lot of those pieces thought out and on a piece of paper. And again, it can be flexible. It can be changed as you learn more about your business, as maybe your target audience is more defined, but having some concept around that is really, really, really important. So let's talk about some of those elements that should be in your marketing plan as you're developing them. So number one, let's start with your goals and objectives. Every business needs to have goals, and they need to be the right goals that are going to lead you to growth and success. So thinking about, okay, so I want to slow down again here, and this may not be popular opinion, but just consider not making the goals these big, audacious goals right away that you want to make $1 million. Sometimes the goals need to be by the quarter, by half year, and by the end of the year. So these are manageable goals that you can definitely check off the list where you feel like I can gain some momentum around them, and also some bigger goals that you see with your business. If you want to pass it down to your family members, your kids, you want it to support your whole family, whatever that is, whatever the numbers are, that's fine. But make sure you put some of those smaller goals in the middle of that, so that, again, you can feel success. You know you're going in the right direction. You can create momentum. So your marketing plan should have some goals attached to it. And the goals can include numbers, and they can also include just how you want to be seen in the marketplace. What type of business do you want this to be? And putting that into words for your marketing plan. Number two, your marketing plan should also include your audience. Again, listen to my previous episode, but knowing and defining your target audience and your ideal client is critical and should definitely be in your marketing plan. This will determine a lot. It will determine where you will put your marketing, your budget dollars toward, where it will go, how you will use it, what your distribution channel will be, and also the type of content that you're going to put out. So don't skip over that part of your marketing plan. You have to know who your ideal audience is. And it also can determine, again, your team, how the type of people that you need on your team to be in front of or to help get the word out about your business to your ideal audience. So knowing that audience is really, really critical. So number three, let's talk about, within that marketing plan, some of the strategies and tactics that you need to build, to use to build awareness around your company. So just to be clear, the differences between strategy and tactics. So your marketing strategy, again, is the how I'm going to do this, the big picture of how this machine is going to work. Your tactics are the details, the action items that are needed to put this engine to work. So just be clear that you need both. You need a big picture how this will all connect, how this is going to be done, but you also need the action items, the tactics, the small things that you need to get this engine going. So let's talk about what that might entail. Defining the platform that you really want to use to promote your business is one of the key strategies. Because again, as I mentioned, you can get overwhelmed by thinking, okay, I can do a YouTube channel, I can do a podcast, I'm going to have a blog, I'm going to blow social media up, and I'm going to be on every single channel. Think about maybe, and I advise my clients normally to pick just 2 platforms that they really, really, really want to utilize and put their company out and really build awareness around. I'm not saying you can't do all of them, because I am on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I do those, and I have this podcast. And do I have a YouTube channel? Yes. But where are you going to commit as a strategy to put most of your energy into? And you can't do all of it. You'll just be spread too thin. You'll be all over the place. Just go, instead of going wide, go deep. So choose those 2 platforms, and it can be more. I just came up with a number 2, but at least those platforms that you're going to use to really promote your business, your products, and your services. And these can be either paid or free. And then you want to go around, what are the tactics, again, the action items around building that strategy out, that awareness, determining how often you want to do the podcast, do the video, how your social media should be, what is the content, what's the voice, what is the messaging that I'm going to have around that. That's a little bit of the strategy, tying in your target audience, your offer, thinking about your goals and objectives, and thinking how fast you need to grow, how much you need to get out there. But again, that's all part of the strategy. And then you drill it down to the tactics and say, okay, admin assistant or social media manager, I need you to post, twice a day, 3 times a week, on these distribution channels using these hashtags, these keywords. So hopefully you're able to see that. You step back, you get that strategy, and then you think about the tactics that are needed to really implement that strategy. Also, within your marketing plan, you've got to decide if you're going to do advertising or just some other tools and tactics that you want to use to really put your business out there. You may decide not to do advertising, and that's fine, or you may want to hold off. But just understanding what are some other ways that you really want. It's not just not just building awareness, but really seeing yourself as a business and how do you want to put yourself out there. The other thing that's really, really important within your marketing plan is to understand what your budget should be. So before you can even market your product or service really effectively, you need to know what are the resources you're going to need, what are the platforms you need, are you only going to use the free resource or are you going to invest in it, and how much time and money do you have to actually invest in it. If you know that you need a virtual assistant, how much can you afford, how many hours a week can you assign to her or him, and understand your budget for that. If you need to invest in SEO or invest in a CRM database, whatever it is, once you put together these other elements that I've mentioned, you can drill down and think about, okay, what is the budget that I'm actually going to need for this? And then finally, I really want you to think about, what are your KPIs? Now, the KPI is your key performance indicator. Those are the things that you have defined for your company to let you know if you're on the right track, if something was successful, if you considered this a good strategy. So what are those things to you? Of course, often we will say, well, it's if I make money, if this sold well, which could be, yes, a good KPI, but what is that number? What does that look like? Are there other things other than just it made money and it sold? Are there other things that could tell you or give you some type of indication if something was a good measure of success, a good success strategy for your business? You may want to look at, just, did it bring awareness to your company, to your business? Not everything that you do, honestly, in the beginning is meant to make money. Sometimes it's just you're in a season where I just need people to understand who I am and what my message is, what my benefits are. Or sometimes it's an engagement strategy. How engaged is my audience with my company? And I need to measure that. And also, with your KPIs, you want to make sure that you benchmark. How many people are on your mailing list? How many people are following you? How many calls are you getting with asking questions about your business and about your services? So those are a few things that should be in your marketing plan. And again, some of the reasons why you should have a marketing plan. I hope that was helpful to you. But again, just to reemphasize or emphasize what needs to be in that, to me, a very flexible marketing plan, at least in the beginning, what are your goals and objectives? Who's your target audience, your ideal audience? What are the strategies and tactics that you're going to use to bring awareness to your business? Do you need to have advertising? And this is not, again, just paying for a billboard or paying for something on the radio or in the newspaper. If you have a website, what are those SEO, those words that need to be behind your site that people are going to put in to Google to find you? That needs to be part of your marketing plan. Also understand what your budgets are, your budget should be. And then finally, knowing your KPIs. What does success look like for you for different elements of your business? Not just the numbers, not just what's in the bank account, but what are some other things that could provide you insights on if something is a success. So those are a few things that I wanted to bring up when it comes to creating a marketing plan for your business, for your brand. And if you've been in business for a while and you're like, Lee, I don't know if this was quite for me. I've been doing this. Again, I think that every business should revisit their marketing plan quite often and just take a snapshot of your company's current situation and do what we often call just a situation analysis and understand, am I hitting those KPIs? What are the strengths of my company? What are the weaknesses of my company? Now is a good time to do that as we're ending a year and going into another year, just understanding are there things that were overlooked? Is there a new strategy? Are there external threats to my company that will impact my growth in the upcoming year? And if you're not happy with any of those answers, now is a great time to, again, go back to your marketing plan and adjust. So again, looking at your goals, looking at your marketing tactics and your strategies is extremely important, and definitely having that budget set forth. So thank you. I hope this was helpful to you. And again, if you need any assistance with creating a marketing plan or a marketing strategy, feel free to contact me, Lee Watts at Lee, L-E-E, at ashbyandwatts.com, or visit my website. Would love to hear more from you and how I can serve you. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and you have an amazing day.